What is going on YouTube? STIPE here today, and behind me today I have the new 2021 Jeep Wrangler. It is a Rubicon model, and of course I am actually doing the diesel this time. So in most of my videos you've seen me do Rubicons before, so I mean not a whole lot is going to change there, but today I'm doing a diesel and I'm going to be reviewing it in particular. And the reason why I wanted to do the diesel is because obviously it is kind of been the most hyped around motor for this new Wrangler, and it's kind of always been across time since the Wrangler and the Jeep has kind of been out, whether you know it's been a YJ or TJ. The diesel has always been kind of something that I guess Jeep enthusiasts have wanted, and I mean I can totally understand that. So today I'm going to kind of review this and kind of talk to you about whether or not this kind of lives up to all of that hype, and you know, is it something that I would, you know, probably jump in or recommend, and kind of give you my experience and thoughts on it so far. So as far as the inside goes, I mean, not a whole lot changes. And one thing I have to say that I like about this Eco Diesel is that, I mean, considering it is a diesel, it does start fairly quickly. Like, I mean, you don't have to wait for, like, you know, everything to warm up and then for it to start. And I do like that feature because obviously most diesel cars do take a little bit of time to start up. I mean, I know that they're a lot better now than they used to be. Obviously before you used to have to wait forever. I mean, I have an old Cummins turbo diesel, and I mean the glow plugs just take freaking forever to warm up, and especially on a cold day like today. Today it's -3 Celsius over here in Canada. Kind of typical weather for right now in December. So basically, driving this car, when I drive it, it feels very much like, I'd say, any of the Rubicons. I mean, how it handles and all of that, nothing's changed there, of course. But one thing I do have to say is I do like the torque that the diesel provides. I do find that the torque uphill is definitely more responsive than, let's say, for example, the 2.0 turbo engine. Like in the Wranglers, I've noticed the 2.0 turbo engine does kind of lag quite a bit. The diesel does have lag, but it's not for some reason as bad as I find. The thing about the V6 is it has a lot of torque, but the thing about the V6 that I find is it kind of gear hunts when you're trying to pass someone and stuff like that. And I kind of understand that. I mean, the Wrangler isn't very aerodynamic, so I know that it is fighting the wind a lot, and especially when you're on the highway and you're trying to pass someone, I can totally understand why it does that. Other than that, I mean, from drivability wise, it's very similar. You're not going to notice a whole lot. Now, if you're a person who does off-roading, and this is something that you would potentially want to off-road, for one, you're off-roading a very expensive Wrangler. This Wrangler, I think, is about 81 G's, and that's in Canadian, of course. So in the US, I mean, give or take, it's probably high 60s, low 70s maybe, which is quite a lot of money in my opinion for a Wrangler. But it's something that, you know, is it justifiable? Really, in my opinion, no. I mean, even though it is the diesel and you are going to probably get you're going to get better gas mileage for sure, or fuel mileage, I should say. You really, that's the only place you're saving. And really, the option here in Canada, I think, is almost like 8 or 9 grand, which is crazy for the diesel engine. I think that's just way too much. Have the car long enough to actually benefit from those savings. And you'd have to do a certain amount of kilometers for a certain amount of years. I mean, if you're the average person, you know, you're doing 23 to 25,000 kilometers a year, which is what the average person does. You'd have to probably keep the car for at least like 12 years to benefit from it, and even then I don't know if you would. Most people don't keep their car for 12 years, especially now. I mean, maybe before, obviously people did used to keep their cars for a long time, but lately, I mean, me working at the dealership, I see most people who even tell me, no, I plan on keeping this for a while. 2 years later, they're in the dealership trading up and stuff like that. And I mean, that could be just the way the market is kind of going now. It's all shifting that way, and that's kind of just my 2 cents on really the Rubicon and the diesel in particular. Obviously, I have touched upon my opinions on the Eco Diesel. They have changed a lot of things since then. What I still say that it's now become, you know, bulletproof. I don't know, because reality is it hasn't been around long enough for me to know. Obviously my experience with the previous eco diesels was not well, especially talking to customers and stuff like that. Their experiences were not good. So really, you just, you know, these are kind of things that I've kind of taken in. And you know, when you're paying 8 or 9 grand for an option like this, is it really worth it? I mean, that's where kind of you have to justify that and figure that out. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. I mean, obviously, you know, these are kind of my opinions. Tell me what you guys think. If you are a eco diesel owner of a Wrangler, let me know kind of your experiences down in the comments. Please make sure, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, like the video, and as always, I'll be back with more videos, guys. Thanks.